So today I'm going to take a look around the Diversion, do a walk around to start, that sort of stuff. This is my first big bike, or is my first big bike. An inline 4 engine, 600 cc's, nice solid starter bike, nice low seat. So it's decent for beginners or people coming from a 125 or a 250, that kind of thing. You don't see a lot of them in Ireland. You see a few, but it tends to be sort of overshadowed by the Bandits or the other sort of classic starter bikes. The one thing I like about it is the exhaust. It's right in under there. There's no real can. The can is right underneath. The swing arm I'm not a fan of. It's like a bit of box steel, straight from the 80s. That's not great. But the rest of it, like in terms of the styling of the bike, the styling of the sides of it, yeah, I mean, you can't really be fussy. This came with the luggage on it. Well, like, as far as I'm concerned, it came with the luggage on it, which was great. I wanted to be able to take a few things, a few changes of clothes, all that sort of stuff. I ended up only really using the top box. I've used the side cases maybe a handful of times. And there's a sort of a setup here that you can get specific to the bike, which is pretty nice. What I've done to it is I put the MRA X screen on it, which I had on the DeVille previously. That's decent. You can sort of flip it up. I'm still probably too tall for it to make a massive amount of difference, but it does make a difference. Crash bungs I put on myself. People were kind of surprised that I actually had to drill this little plastic fairing. Like, this plastic fairing comes off and you have to drill like a 28mm hole in it, which normally with the RNG you don't have to drill, but yeah, you do in this case. Headlight was great coming from the DeVille. The headlight in the DeVille is rubbish. SW Motec handguards, which are good when it's a bit nippy. They came from lewis.de. RNG stuff came straight from RNG, and they'll actually sell you the hole saw to do the drilling there. Came with a Scott Oiler, which was sort of buried underneath here. And Scott Oilers are fantastic. Are you gonna go out and spray lube your bike every couple of days? No, you're not. So yeah, this is a very decent first bike, or first big bike. The dash is really easy to use. You've got your analog rev counter, your digital speedo. You can go from kmh to miles per hour, temperature gauge, clock, all that sort of business. It's nice and quiet. Obviously you're not going to get the full effect in the video, but there you go. Real quiet, real nice. You can be a hooligan, make a lot of noise with it if you want. But I don't tend to do that. In fact, I'm thinking of switching to a twin, just cause I'm far too polite for an inline 4. I'm making a load of noise with it. But it's lovely. That's it generally. It came with Bridgestone Battle Axe BTO 2.8s on it. They're a sport touring tyre and they're good for kind of, they're harder in the middle, so they're kind of squared off because a lot of my commute is motorway. They're probably due a change soon enough. But as well, what I've put on them is, you'll see it here, and actually the back tire is probably easier, so I can swing it around. If you see the 90-degree turn on the air filler valve, the air filler valve can be very annoying to get to, especially on these funny looking wheels. And you pull up the garage and you're sort of getting it in there. The 90-degree yokes, that's what it does, what it says in the tin. You get it right in there. Aside from that, yeah, it's a nice bike. I'd recommend it. It's nice and light, it's nice and low, seat wise. If you're adjustable shock there, the fairings are easy to pull on and off. I put mirror extensions on there because I could see my elbows rather than the road behind me. Yeah, and lots of bits and bobs you can get for it. So that's it, the XJ6 Diversion.